It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the pledge of allegiance on the 4th of July. It's the handwritten letters from home. It's the sleepless nights alone. Newborn baby you left at your wife. It's the red, white, and blue leads on his life. It's the red, white, and blue. While these stars in the stripes. From the hills of Indiana, from the swamps of Louisiana, to the golden coast of California. Mr. Red, White, and Blue leads on his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, while these stars in the stripes.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me, Battle on the Homefront. Big shout out to Chairman David McClain, giving veterans a voice in Oklahoma. OKGOP. I want to thank my guest today, Mike. Killer guy, man. We're looking forward to more shows with him. We couldn't fit it all in this segment, but we got more coming up. If you're a company and you want to help support us and help support veterans in Oklahoma, please reach out to me, scan my QR code, and let's get you some commercial slots on here. What's up, everybody? Kyle, Battle on the Homefront, here with my friend Mike Harryman. Absolute honor to have him here. He's humbled, and he probably won't say it, but this man here has a Bronze Star and 4 Purple Hearts, just so you can have much respect like I do. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Give us a little background story, a little when you served and.
Well, I went in on September 11th, 2001.
Yeah.
Crazy day. That's whenever I was at Metz here in Oklahoma. Everything got shut down, got sent back home.
On the day?
On the day. I was there.
Wow.
So they pushed me off and had to wait for everything to get back up and going again for them to start the planes and everything.
Wow.
Once that happened, got off, went did basic training. And that's how I came into the Army. Like, man, I wish I would have been able to come in as what I originally wanted to go in as. I wanted to go in straight into special operations, but
Well,
they were like
100%. That's one of the biggest. I was infantry too, if y'all know that. But that was one of my biggest. Either that or Ranger bat. Keep going, my bad.
But well, I mean, I know.
Yeah.
You probably got my same recruiter because he made me mad. He wanted me to go infantry, but I'm glad I did. You know.
Oh yeah.
Infantry's the base, and it kind of makes you take a lot more pride in being infantry.
Does. Yeah.
Just coming in originally as infantry. But if I wish, it's after you didn't get a chance to, or I didn't get a chance to because I got hurt.
Yeah.
That now it's like, man, I wish I would have been able to. But I didn't get to. I went in as infantry. I got out. And man, by the time I got through with my training, figured out where I was going, I got to my duty station, the war kicked off, and man, went straight to NTC, came back, and then it was like 22 days later, we ended up deploying to Kuwait to get ready for Iraq.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah, man, I came straight into the Army, and it was like, I was like, damn, is this how this is going to be? Like
Balls
the entire time.
Balls
It
to the
was
wall
like,
as soon as you touch
come
that.
in, NTC, 22 days later, man, I went to Kuwait, and...
Was you part of the push, the invasion? You
Yeah,
guys?
yeah.
Everybody says that was
See, here's the deal, though. We were a mechanized infantry battalion that got deployed ahead of everyone. Well, infantry deploys first, you know what I mean?
Right.
Infantry deploys first, and somehow whenever we were going over there, they were like, well, never mind, we don't need y'all no more. So we got over there, and we were nicknamed the Gypsy Battalion because we were the battalion with no home. And so what they did with us was, hey, we don't really have any emotional attachment to you guys, so we're going to put you guys up front, because you're mechanized infantry. You can take the punishment.
Right.
And so, yeah, that's where we ended up. We ended up getting attached to the Rangers during the Ground War, 101st, 18th MP, 3rd ID at the end. At the end, they put us to go home with 3rd Brigade. 101st, the Rangers. We got attached to 5th Group.
Marines?
No, 5th Special Forces Group.
SF.
Yes, right before Najaf, we got put with them for an operation in the cemetery, and then we kind of rode with them, but mainly the Rangers and the 101st. From there on through Najaf up, through Najaf. But,
Is your chair getting you?
yes, I was like, man, I just now realized I'm making that noise.
It's all right. It's all right.
But yeah, we got attached through them. But, and Diwania is, no, excuse me, not Diwania. It was before Najaf. I got hit, in Najaf with my first Purple Heart. We were out of the Bradleys and we were clearing up the street. And we got hit with they think it was a thrown grenade. We don't
RKGs,
know.
though.
Well, no, because it was just like a wound, and everyone's like, "What was that? Where was that at?" But at the same time, that was during the Ground War. Like, we don't have time to throw up no investigation on this stuff. Like, hey, let's keep moving. Is everybody okay? Check everything, security. We kept on moving. No one was really hurt, but it was like they gave me my Purple Heart, and everyone's just kind of like laughing about it, like, and enemy marks the shit badge. That's how we always saw the Purple Heart. It's so crazy how people look at it out here, because in the military, it was like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, you got a Purple Heart, whatever. But yeah, I kept on stacking them.
Bullet magnet.
I really was. The crazy thing is, though, I was the guy everyone wanted on the mission, because everyone knew, like, you ain't gonna get hurt because Harryman is. You know what I mean? So, that's kind of like how my military career went. My wife even says it today. And my buddy, he says I get a Purple Heart in everything I do. Yeah. Like, if you look at my body, like, from doing yard work, I do.
Yeah, just tore up.
It does, yeah. I get everything. But I'm still here. Like, I don't know. God built me as a tank. Bro. Yeah, I'm an A-10 Warthog, boy. I can take everything. Not very pretty, but man, I can take it.
That's what. When we first started talking, I reached out to him, and someone tagged him in a post I did for Battle on the Homefront. And we started talking, and we were like 2 or 3 sentences in, and I looked at your picture, and there's a picture on his Facebook, and you can see you got hit with a 57?
It's a 57 millimeter. I looked it up again this morning. It's a Russian SA-5 kilo rocket. It came from Iran, and it originally goes on a helicopter and a pod, but they put it in a tube and aimed it with the Pepsi can, like 300 meters off the road or something, from what I'm told, and ignited it with a 9-volt battery.
And you got hit, and shrapnel hit you?
No, the rocket itself.
Oh, wow.
It went, okay, on the Bradley, here's the turret right here, and then here's the main tank. In the back right here, there's a tow hatch that'll open up like this, so you can get out and put, the dismounts can put tow missiles into the Bradley. Well, they had it cracked just a hair, so whenever they were going down the road, air would come in, because there was no AC then.
We didn't have them in our Bradleys either.
Well, I don't know. From what I hear now, I think they got some AC in them things. I'm like, y'all are
that new boot.
New boot. Y'all do not know what it's like to bake in a Bradley. Yeah. Like, whenever you're sitting there and you're like, man, I wish someone would shoot at us just so we can get out. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, so I get the whole just needing some air back there, and I was being picked up off of a mission. We'd been out for about two or 3 days on that one, and they were coming in to get us out and we came down, and I got into the Bradley, and one of the guys, the security guys, actually wanted my seat, and I was like, no, dude, like I'm not sitting there. I had a 40-pound rifle. I was like, I'm not sitting there with that back in the hellhole. Like, dude, I'm actually gonna pull rank, because you don't really pull rank in them things.
Yeah,
So I was like, but in this thing, like, I'm gonna pull rank. You need to get back there, like. And so the dude did. He got up. His name was Old Man. He got up. He moved to the back, and I got in. I sat down, and I just remember putting my head down like this. Oh, I'm getting ahead of everything. Like, I skipped over 2 Purple Hearts, but we'll come back to them.
We'll catch those on the next commercial.
We'll catch them on the next one. But we got in, and I just remember putting my head down like this, and I was like kind of rubbing the sweat off, and then there was like a wing, and my ears are ringing. And initially I just thought I got hit with an IED in the back of the Bradley. And whenever you did, like, you didn't get hurt, but everyone got a headache. And we'd been on a mission for a couple days, so we were coming off, and I was like, I was looking forward to my rest. Alien vs. Predator just came out. I got a package from home, and it was a fishing pole. And we were right there by Saddam's private wildlife.
The Tigris River?
No, it was his, like, the place where they had us in BIOP before they moved us to Camp Stryker was, I guess it was like where Saddam had his personal, like, fishing pond or something like that. So, man, there would be some big fish right outside the chow hall. And I got him to send me a fishing pole. So I was going to walk back to that part on my day off, and I was going to go fishing. And I was like, no, man, now I'm going to have a headache. Like, my ears are going to be ringing for a couple days. Like, I was mad about the entire thing. And this is the stuff that's going through my head. And I never got knocked out, and that's why I didn't really know I was hurt. I just kind of got tunnel vision like you would normally during an IED. And, like, it was starting to come back. And as it started to come back, I see my buddy come out of my peripherals, and he gets right up in my face, and he goes, hey, man, are you okay? And I'm like, wow, why is he in my face? You know, like, and I wanted to push him out of my face or out of my way and be like, dude, I'm fine. Get bleepity bleep out of my face.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I was like, man, and whenever I went to go try to talk, there's just a gurgling noise. And I was like, and I went like this, and my fingers came out my nose, and I was like, wow, what happened here?
Oh, wow.
And I went like this, and I was still trying to talk, and my tonsils were beating up against my hand. And I was like, man, this isn't good. And I just kind of sat there for a minute, and my buddy looked over at the medic, and this is just the medic that was in the track. He wasn't with us. And this kid looked over at us. He's like, there's nothing we can do for him. He's dead. And I was like, what? I was like, you got to ignore this, man. You don't know what he's talking about. You got to ignore him. And I was just bleeding, man. I was bleeding so bad, but at the same time, there wasn't anything I could do besides just to sit there. And my buddy banged on the turret door and was like, hey. And I remember them opening up the turret, and they get back there, and there goes a flashlight, and then the turret door goes shut. I remember this, like, in detail, like in such detail. The turret door goes shut, and then it comes back open again. You see, like, 2 flashlights, and they're looking, and then it goes shut again. And, like, from then, all I could do is just sit there. And I didn't really know what was going on, like how long it had taken place. I hear the tracks start up again. We start going down the road. But it didn't seem like it was that long. And
Hold on, we're gonna keep them hanging on their seats real quick. Hold on, we're about to go to a quick commercial. Y'all come back and hear the rest of this.
Introducing all new, safe, natural relief. A cannabinoid-rich, clarity and focus formula with 17 essential supplements. When it matters most, you've got a job to do. Anxiety isn't an option. Programmed to keep you moving. A product exclusively manufactured for Active Duty RX by Can-Tek Labs.
Hey everybody, we're back. All right, please finish.
Okay. So basically, where we were at is we were on the long ride. We got back to where we were going, and where we were going was a bridge. Well, I know the bridge. I'm not going to say the bridge or the thing of it, but we got back to the bridge. Those in the military know about the bridges, but we got back to the bridge, and I remember they came back and they opened up the hellhole. Those there that had been in Bradley know what the hellhole is. It's basically on the turn, not the turn door, on the ramp. Whenever it goes down, there is a little bitty door there that if they say if you have to go through it, you've been through hell because the track's been hit. And I never understood that until I went through that one. And it's because whenever we got hit, the hydraulic lines got severed too.
Oh, wow.
And so the track door wouldn't go down. And also a big piece of shrapnel, I didn't know it at this time, had coming off from the muzzle rack, they said, and hit me in my body armor. And it bruised my lungs. So my lungs, once I got into the hospital later, they would fill up with fluid, and I would start to drown about every 20 minutes. So they had to vacuum me out. But they got to the place, and they opened up the hellhole, and I remember seeing people there, like, ready to drag me out. And I was like, no, like, y'all are not going to carry me out. Like, I didn't know how far we'd gone, and I honestly thought the terrorist was still there watching us, and I wanted him to watch me get out the back of that Bradley.
You climbed out.
I tried to. I tried to.
That's all that matters.
I tried to. I was like, if he was sitting there watching, I wanted him to see.
Yeah.
Like, look, dude,
100%.
hey, I'm still here. I'm still fighting. So I made it all right, though. I basically got to where my foot would go to hit the ground. And, man, it was like lightning hit my body. But I felt no pain. And, man, from there on, I watched everything like I watched a movie. Whenever someone would talk, it would go to, like, cutscenes of the person's face or, like, drawbacks. And they drug me around to the front of the Bradley where the lights were on. And I remember on the bridge seeing my two buddies pulling security, and one of them was throwing up, and they pull me in, and we get our main doc out then. And he comes over, and he starts to cut my stuff open, pull my body armor open, all that other type of stuff. And another convoy starts to come through. And they stopped the convoy because it was blowing dust into my wounds. So they get out and they pull security, and a major comes over and puts a coin on my chest.
Oh, wow.
And says, make sure his family gets that. And I still have this coin.
Wow.
431, the polar bears in 10th Mountain?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're XO. So he gets out, and
cool.
he puts the coin on the chest, and he says, make sure his family gets that. I lost my wedding ring, but I got this damn coin back. It's crazy. Like, make sure his family gets that, and the medic gets mad because he was trying to cut my trach open. And he was like, sir, bleepity bleep, bleepity bleep. That's all you got to say. Like, really, he was mad because from what he was telling me, he thought that the major was already saying I was dead.
Right.
And he was like, no, he's not. And he was working on me. But I think I really was. Like, he cut my trach on me. He made the major get back into his Humvee, which I thought was kind of funny. Like, you know, They say sometimes docs can be some of the most powerful people in the military, and they can, because whenever a doc tells you get out of my space because I'm working here,
that holds no rank.
absolutely no rank. And I saw that.
Yeah.
So the major got back into the vehicle, and about that time, that's whenever the helicopter came in. So a different guy, like, it's crazy because I can name the different guys that have the different jobs, came in, cracked the chem light, was swinging it around, and I remember seeing all that, and I remember the helicopter coming in.
They did a 9-line and got
Yeah.
out? Yeah.
I remember the helicopter coming in, and they ran over it, and they put me on the Black Hawk, and I was on the top rack, and there was another person on the bottom. And they flew me out to Baghdad. I think it was Baghdad. I want to say it was Baghdad. The unit there at Bayat. And I don't know how long I was under for that.
How many surgeries did you get?
I don't know. I lost 25 teeth, my upper and lower gum line, completely wasted my nose, 67 fractures from my nose up, 3/4 of my tongue, and a lot of other stuff. Broke my neck again for the second time.
Golly. So when we first started talking to each other on Messenger, we're like three sentences in. I said, and I asked you because I looked at your pictures and I could tell you got hit. You know, I said, "What'd you get hit with?" And he told me, and he said, "Yeah, so and so surgeries." And I said, "Well, yeah, you're still real ugly," or something like that. I think that's when our friendship started.
Yeah, I
made sure I said I was infantry too, bro. I can talk that smack to you. So when you came back, like.
Oh, I've told people worse. I can't say this one. You should have heard what I told the president's doctor whenever I met him. He was like spoken like a true grown. So
yeah, I know we get in trouble here for, they're like, you can't cut. You know, we don't cuss on this platform, but so when obviously I'm sure you're heavily prescribed narcotics just because obviously the trauma. And,
like crazy. Man, you get hurt. I don't think people understand like how much they really keep you doped up. I woke up 15 days later, and that was a traumatic event in itself because I just remember getting hurt in Iraq. I remember going through all the stuff, even down to where the doctor, I didn't finish the rest of that, but I mean, it just really goes basically from there to where I heard everything down to the doctor saying, okay, now let's put him under. Yeah. Like, so that's the last thing I remember. And whenever I came out of a coma in Washington, D.C. at Walter Reed, I had an Arabic nurse, and full, her hijab and all that other type of stuff. So whenever I came out of a coma, my thought was, oh no, I've been captured. Right. So I ripped out all my catheters, all my IVs, all that other type of stuff. You should get a Purple Heart just for ripping a catheter out. That's pretty intense. Yeah, I ripped more than just a couple, but yeah. Man, I really did. I thought I was captured. So, man, like every time I woke up, I remember that panic of looking around and like, what do I got to do? And getting out of here before they come in and put me under again, because they would come in and they would put me under, but that's all I know was people came in and put me under. You know what I mean? I couldn't. They kept me so drugged at that time. I didn't know who was coming in and putting me under. But like I told you, like my lungs got bruised, so I would start to drown about every 20 minutes, and they would have to come in and vacuum me out. Oh, wow. And that's whenever I came out, is whenever she was vacuuming me out, just standing over me like that. So, I mean, like, that's all I ever remember seeing is just that. And I remember trying to, like a time or two, like, I woke up and I was trying to look around like for stuff to use to get out and all that other type of stuff, and she came in, so I had to play like I was out again, and I attacked her again, like this poor woman, like they had to call in one of my commanders from the who was stationed at the Pentagon, and he had to come up there and talk to me and was like, hey, you're home, man, like calm down. But
Made it through it.
yeah, I did. But I'm gonna tell you right now, like they kept me so high. Like man, I've never been that high in my entire life as what I was whenever I got hurt.
Hold on. We're gonna talk about this in a second. I want to talk more about the opiates and beating that, kicking that, and what 788 did for you. Y'all come right back.
Here we ain't the same on the game. Hey, Donald Trump is your president, if you like it or not. Keep the energy you had with Barack, cause you know this Trump train don't stop.
Hey everybody, thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching OKGOP TV. Big shout out to Chairman David McLean for giving veterans a voice in Oklahoma. Back at it with my man Mike. Where were we at? So I think we're going to go into, obviously, with a traumatic event like that. I mean, obviously, you're going to have to be on narcotics. And a lot of people don't understand the dependency issues that come with that. And I've seen that a lot. I had brothers that were messed up, and full-blown addiction after that. And what do? You know what I mean? Once you're getting fixed, and you have to control that pain. Obviously, there's not things like cannabis, medical cannabis that
especially not at that time at all.
No, taboo, jail time, prison time.
Oh man, for sure. It was looked at like crack.
Yeah.
Like for real. But man, they would give you them pills like it was nothing. And especially whenever you're hurt, like I went home from the hospital with 2 bottles of morphine, like big bottles that you get, like I guess that they keep, I don't know where, but why the hell you would need bottles of morphine this big, but man, they had them. And I went home with them. I went home with more pills than I knew what to do with. Like, my medicine every day was a small meal.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
And there's going to be dependency issues. Even if you don't go into it thinking, I'm going to have a dependency issue, your body was relying on that. So you did, I know you did, you beat the pills.
Yes. I went through a lot, though, in that whole struggle. Especially whenever you've been on them for as long as I had, and I got out with the VA had no other choice but to continue to give them to me. But I wanted to get off of them. And it took me having to get off of them to realize that really it was the opiates that was causing a lot of my pain.
A lot more issues.
I really think I was using the opiates more to self-medicate to deal with my PTSD than I was for pain anything. I believe I had a lot of pain in the beginning. But also, I've done a lot of pain management courses, and I know that pain and depression are linked too.
For sure.
And whenever I had so many more things that I wanted to accomplish in the military. I was not a 4-year guy. I had dreams, I had goals that I wanted to do, and I cried on, not that I'd gotten hit, but I knew my career was over. Like, I knew my career was over at that point. So, man, that in itself took me down like a deep depression, deep-rooted depression. I got out, and I really just kind of lost hope in everything. It was like, well, now I'm retired. What do I do? I was 28 years old whenever I retired. I was in a marriage that was about to end in a divorce. We grew apart, as some people do, and couples in the military, especially whenever we were deployed, the way how I was deployed, and then after I was hurt, I was gone. Not just with some things that I was doing in the military, but also with, the military has the money to send you to DC to do a doctor's appointment, or to San Antonio for a doctor's appointment. So, I was traveling and driving like at least twice a month to do stuff. And then I got to do stuff like to be on honor guard details and stuff like that. So traveled doing a lot of stuff doing that as well. So we grew apart during my military relationship, or through my military career. And so whenever I ended my military career, it was kind of like everything was dumped on me at once. Yeah. And during the divorce, I was portrayed as an unemployed drug addict to the court instead of a disabled veteran. Even though at that time I was really, for the most part, taking my medication the way I was supposed to. And I had asked the VA to let me go to a rehab. Like, I was actively pursuing to get off medications at that point. But the government took my children away. And on top of that, like, I didn't think I was ever going to get my children back. I would try to do the 4 months or whatever supervised visits, and then, well, I did do my 4 months of supervised visits, and then I got in trouble. And then it was like, well, you got to get through that before you can get back to that. So I would get through all that, and I got through my 4 months again, and then something else happened. It wasn't me getting in trouble, but there was another thing that came up in which the other party was preventing me from seeing my kids at that point. And really, the father's rights in Oklahoma is horrible.
Oh, yeah.
And even now today, in order to get your children back, even though there's the father's rights that says the mom will be held responsible for the attorney fees, you still have to pay the attorney fees until she can. Like, there's no program like she has with the child social or the child support services to where they will go after them and like that and help you pursue them. No. Whenever it comes to father's rights, you have to pay for your own attorney to go up, and then they can be held responsible at the end. And with my drug addiction, then, like, that's all my money went to.
Do you think? So when did you? How long was you in your addiction?
Well, I retired in 2008, and I went through some stints in jail and getting in trouble and everything else till about 2012. Right. April 19, 2012, I got put in jail for a assault, and I've been clean off of opiates.
Could you imagine if VA, if they were understanding of natural medicine and how much it could have saved a lot of heartbreak and grief and pain in so many people's lives. It blows my mind. You know, that's like one of my main goals with active duty. I push that so hard to provide natural medicine for people in an option, because just like you, my life was destroyed by pharmaceuticals. You know, I have a lot of issues, and I ended up hitting prison and going to prison for stuff because of pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, this took me to homelessness during my addiction.
I was homeless 5 years ago. Yeah. And actually Moto, my good buddy in there, he remembers when I was crashing at his place because I was homeless. Yeah. You know, and if...
Well, my family wouldn't even let me sleep on their couch.
Yeah, and if natural medicine was an option, I could have got so much quality of life back. And I think with 788 passing, did so much for so many people.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I was taking like some gabapentin for nerve pain. I was taking a muscle relaxer because of my muscles. I have, like, my muscles are always tensing up. It's crazy. I don't remember the name of it. But I don't know. I was taking so many different medications. I was taking benzos for anxiety whenever I'd have anxiety attacks. I still would drink alcohol and all that other type of stuff. But since I've got with 788, like, I haven't messed with any of that. I don't even want to drink alcohol. And if you want to compare 788, I guess is what we're calling it, to the alcohol, like, man, at least whatever you're with 788, you can remember what you're doing.
Yeah,
you're
medical
coherent.
Marijuana, the medical
you know everything. You know, man, you get too much on alcohol, bar fights happen, people black out.
Oh yeah, so alcohol kills so many people. It's ridiculous.
Alcohol always starts out fun but ends in drama.
Yeah. All right. Hey, we're gonna be right back. Y'all stay tuned.
Introducing all new, safe, natural relief. A cannabinoid-rich, clarity and focus formula with 17 essential supplements. When it matters most, you've got a job to do. Anxiety isn't an option. Programmed to keep you moving. A product exclusively manufactured for Active Duty RX by Can-Tek Labs.
Everybody, we're back. My friend here, Mike, talking natural medicine and what it could have done for so many people if we had these options when people were getting hurt, even not even just that, but mentally getting hurt, coming back.
I don't understand why they didn't either, from the government standpoint, because you would think it would have been so much more cheaper.
Yeah, well, because they weren't getting tax money from it at the time, and that's what it is. But I think with legalization happening for medical cannabis, I think it also, and we've had CBD products since 2016 here in Oklahoma. Can-Tek Labs is one of the founders of CBD in Oklahoma. And I think when legalization happened, so many more people really opened their eyes to not just what medical cannabis, THC can do, but so many aspects of all those cannabinoids in the plant and understand the full potential of it. And they've learned so much.
Oh, yeah.
And we're getting so much feedback from people. They know, like, you can't deny the power of that plant now.
No.
There's no way. I beat my
really
addictions with it, with not just medical marijuana, medical cannabis, but also CBD products. And that's how I really first got into it.
Yeah.
And it saved my life. And I know we had...
I had messed around with it a little bit as a kid, but I never took off with it. And then whenever I was at the doctor, at the VA, I was at the VA talking to my doctor, and I was like, I don't want to go back on opiates. I was like, but man, my muscles are hurting. Not only that, but like I also have pain because I have scars right here. And these are where you have
break your
main
jaw
nerves.
when you hit?
Yeah. Well, I have titanium plates to go all right in here and right in here. And then I have a roof in my mouth.
Oh yeah, let me see that.
But
oh yeah.
it really sucks because whenever I eat anything cold, it gets cold, super cold, and stays cold. So man, it's like total brain freeze, like a million, and it just hangs, dude. So it sucks. But I get it. I just don't eat that much cold
You're
stuff.
tough, dude. There's no doubt about that.
It's not that. I mean, it's not so much tough, but man, like whenever they did the surgery where they put in the plates, man, I remember I came up out of the surgery, and they give you a PCI Express is what I think that's what they call it, but it sounds like my stepson's computer part now that I think of it. But I thought it was like a PCI Express or something, and it was like a little remote control, and you hit it, and every 10 minutes, if you needed it, it would give you breakthrough pain morphine or whatever.
Yeah.
So whatever. I woke up though, my finger was going beep 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 beep. Like I can't even move my finger that fast. And I remember the nurse looking over at me, and she goes, "You can hit it all you want, honey, but it's only going to give it to you every 10 minutes." And I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine going another 10 minutes. And I passed out. And that's the most pain I've ever felt in my life. And nothing really compares to it.
Yeah.
Like, physically. Now, there's been some freaking things that hurt my heart. Like, the things I went through with my kids and missing them, like, that's probably the worst pain I ever went through in my life. And some of the stuff I went through in fighting my addiction was some of the worst pains in my life. Yeah.
I went down that whole road. It's a hard road.
I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, from the stuff I went through and getting clean and the struggle I went through in dealing with my PTSD, I would rather get shot in the face with a rocket 1,000 times over. than to go through that again. So anyone that can go through any of that and come back and still be here with us and still be pushing forward.
Still fighting, bro.
I
know so many
tougher
people.
than anyone
I know
you can
so many
imagine.
people that struggle with mental illness. You know, with CPTSD, PTSD, and they would. I can't tell you how many people have said this. And they said, I would rather have my arm blown off than to come home and lay down in bed, or my wife, and feel the way I do in my head.
Yeah, and you know, unless you talk to another vet, which is why I would encourage a lot of vets to get out and get into peer recovery. Be a peer recovery technician. Normally, if you get in with your VA, you can find out through your VA how you can get registered.
Mm-hmm.
Here in Oklahoma, you can also go to the crisis center and get in
I've been there several
peer
times.
recovery center.
I've been there several.
But it's important for us vets to get out there and work with other vets, because whenever you try to talk to civilians about it, they don't even get it. And you know, you try to talk to a doctor about it, but they've never been through it. And they think they know what they're talking about because they read a book on it.
Yeah.
And really,
They don't have that camaraderie we have. We have the utmost love for each other and respect, even though we'll talk smack all day long to each other.
well, but I mean, that's what makes it
that's
that.
and that's what makes our camaraderie so strong. And I talked about it on previous shows. It's like, man, you're trying to tell me something you don't even know, like, you know, until a veteran, and then you feel safe with that veteran when they're trying to help you. And I think veterans, especially with addiction, that we've both been down those dark roads, you know, when you can find another brother to relate that and to help each other, man, it builds it so much stronger. And I enjoy trying to teach people about natural medicine and other options other than pharmaceuticals. It's one of my driving forces in my life my life was absolutely destroyed by pharmaceuticals, and I don't want anybody to make the same mistakes that I made. Because it's so easy to do, and people don't realize it. And I think that's my big push. And this is the battle on the home front is veteran outreach and bringing them veterans in, giving them opportunities with nonprofits, all the resources they need, helping them with VA benefits, that camaraderie, because I think that's one of the most powerful tools that we have for mental health and all around health. So, but yeah. Well, man, you got anything you want to plug? Anything else you want to talk about?
No, not really much. I work a lot with Folds of Honor. So if you'd like to, go to foldsofhonor.org and look into their mission. Folds of Honor helps support the legacy of fallen veterans, fallen military members and veterans' families. Give back to those who gave so much already.
110%. Yeah, y'all know where to find me. Y'all scan the QR code. It'll take you to all my links, all my platforms. If you have any questions about natural medicine and how it works, you can call me at 3 o'clock in the morning and I'll answer it. Thank y'all for tuning me today. This is Battle on the Home Front.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, brother. Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me, Battle on the Home Front. Big shout out to Chairman David McLean, giving veterans a voice in Oklahoma. OKGOP. I want to thank my guest today, Mike. Killer guy, man. We're looking forward to more shows with him. We couldn't fit it all in this segment, but we got more coming up. If you're a company and you want to help support us and help support veterans in Oklahoma, please reach out to me, scan my QR code, and let's get you some commercial slots on here. Y'all have a good day.
It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the pledge of allegiance on the 4th of July. It's the handwritten letters from home. It's the sleepless nights alone. Newborn baby you left at your wife. It's the red, white, and blue. Lay down his life. It's the red, white, and blue. While these stars in the stripes. From the hills of Indiana, from the swamps of Louisiana, to the golden coast of California. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, while these